I go camping a lot. So much so, in fact, that I think if you added up all the time that I've spent camping, it would add up to a year. And I'm barely even an adult. So, you know, like I'm pretty sure literally my parents, as soon as I got out of the womb, they put me straight into camping. Like there's an actual picture of me as a baby going camping. And I'm like right out of the womb, like this crazy. Like my parents, they really just injected this like camping serum into me, and it's just a part of my life now. So, anyways, that's what today I'm gonna be talking about, going camping and stuff because well, I've done quite frankly a lot of it compared to the average person. Also, we're gonna be beating the end today. Hopefully, maybe. Uh, might die. I didn't grab enough string for a bed. Okay, I gotta go back to the library. Even though I spent the entire last episode in the library. Whatever, it's fine. Well, anyways, some cool trips. I'm just gonna kind of talk about some cool trips that we've done over the years. I know at one point we went to the Grand Canyon. That was a pretty memorable trip. I think, we kind of made it into like a big, week or month-long trip. Now, first of all, actually, I guess I should clarify a few things about the type of camping I'm talking about because I've kind of done them all, not gonna lie. Like, there's obviously there's like tent camping where you stay in like a tent, or there's like a camper, which is basically like this trailer that is like basically just a mini house, on wheels. And I'm talking about the mini house on wheels, although obviously I have done some tent camping before. Used to do scouts or Boy Scouts. I know they changed the name, but whatever. Um, so on this camping trip, although we like to call it glamping because it's not really camping, although I still would consider it camping because it's like, what else do you call it? It web. So yeah, on the trip we went to the Grand Canyon, which again is like one of my most memorable trips, I would say. We went there to, obviously see the Grand Canyon. But I remember one of the times we went on this like trail, we're trying to do some hiking and whatnot, that's kind of what you do when you go camping. And we ended up going down this trail that basically was a bunch of, well, uh, horse crap. So we're just going down this trail and it just smells the entire way down. It's actually so bad. Uh, but for some reason we went down and we are like, oh, we're gonna go to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and we're gonna go all the way back up. Like, surely that wouldn't be too bad. But I was also bringing like our grandparents around, and so you know, I think honestly that's where it started. Was my grandparents used to camp a lot, and so they kind of forced my parents to go camping with them, and they've always done it. Obviously, nowadays it's not like it used to be. There's way more like campers being sold, and these things are like, again, they're like mini homes that you can just buy and go to places, and it's kind of cool because you get like the luxury of like living in your own house, as if it's a little more compact, but also you get the the nature and the outdoorsman like stuff. Let's put out of this way. Rest of my bread. Keep Gary safe. Gary the Axolotl. Yeah, I should make a bow really quick. Do I even have arrows? I don't even have arrows. Okay, it's just 0 point to me making a. Oh, I don't have a lot of blocks. Let me get some blocks real quick. So anyways, yeah, we went on this Grand Canyon trip, and there was a lot of cool trails. So obviously we went on the crap trail, which I'm pretty sure were for like donkeys that used to go up and down the Grand Canyon. I don't know. It was kind of cool though. We got a lot of really cool pictures, and I was able to climb up some rocks and stuff and get to this. There's like, okay, so imagine this is like the Grand Canyon. There was like a little segment that kind of went like, I guess it like propped out a bit, and I basically like kind of came out and like got up to climb up on this big rock that was up here and was able to like look around. It was really cool. So yeah, you get a lot to see like really cool places or a lot of cool things when you go camping, as well as going to just like get to kind of relax and reflect on things. I would highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't done camping before, or even just try it out. Even though like I remember doing it in Scouts, and like in Scouts, oh, I don't know if I clicked on that bed. I think I did. Okay, yeah, it says respawn point set. Okay, we're good. So yeah, obviously in Scouts, there's like, this is the other time I did a lot of camping, because obviously we did a lot of trips like the Grand Canyon. Why is this so bright? Oh, no, I'm gonna take full bright off. It is really, really bright. Like hurting my eyes. So anyways, yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon. Um, that was another big trip we did was we went to Oregon, which we basically just went to see the ocean. And there's this so bright. Yeah, whatever. Gonna have to deal with it. So yeah, we were doing the Grand Canyon was a big trip, and then we also went to Oregon. Like I said, we went to see basically the ocean. And when you go to see the ocean, like it's really cool. Like I had never seen the ocean. Like okay, I live in like nowhere, Nebraska, basically. If you've even heard of Nebraska, it's basically the middle of the U.S. No one cares about it. All people think there is corn, which I mean, they're not wrong, unfortunately. There's really nothing here for the average person. So, camping's always been a nice way to, get out of the house and actually do some really cool, I guess, exploring and stuff. So anyways, when we went to Oregon, um, we were able to also go to this, like, I guess it was called, like, or is like a moon, sorry, I don't know what you would call it, but it was like a moon park, I guess? Or not really. It's say I hate saying moon because it sounds like, you're mooning someone. Um, but I'm not. It was like a park that, it's supposed to like look like the moon or something. Anyways, because of that, it looks like the moon. There's like a bunch of like really cool stuff. Like there was a bunch of like caves there and stuff. It was really weird. Because it's basically like you're on the moon, but you're also, you're not on the moon. Oh yes, great landing. Dude, I don't even have enough blocks. Please, I have enough blocks. Oh my. So anyways, we went to Oregon and that was really cool. They had like again, the cave, it was like a mile long underground, and it was, we walked through the entire thing, and it was quite the experience, I would say. The other thing that I've done a lot of camping with is obviously scouting. And so scouting, we'd always go like weekends and go on like a little trip, like tent camping and whatnot. And that was always cool. Obviously, there were some times where it was like pretty miserable, but like I don't know, that enjoyment of like going with a group and like being able to suffer together basically, I think it's like it makes it all worth it, you know. Even if it doesn't like seem like it at first, you know, you're like, oh, I don't really want to do this. It's actually kind of a really cool, you know, suffering together, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on like beating the game while also talking about, you know, some stories that I'm trying to remember also as well. Basically I have the memory of like I don't know, I have the memory of a mouse, you know. I was gonna say elephant, but that's the complete opposite. So yeah. I guess there was this one other trip. Okay, I have no blocks. Let's heck, get one extra block here. We okay. Okay, well that sucks. Okay, I'll just mine blocks, I guess. So yeah, the other trip we did is what's called a high adventure in scouting. So what this is it's basically a week-long trip where you like tent camp, and there's like three main ones that they do. There's this one in the desert, which honestly is just miserable. I don't know why anyone would do it. But you literally just go and like hike through the desert of like Arizona or something, and that's basically it for that trip. Which I'm so glad I did not do that one because the group that did it before me, I heard about their experience. Someone like broke a leg, they got like lost in the middle of the desert, like obviously a really like I guess you know, it'd be a miserable, terrible trip, but I think like that's what makes it fun because you can just like joke about it now. Like I can you know, it seems kind of funny to me now. Even if I was on that trip, you know, it'd be kind of. It's like, oh, remember that time when you we got lost in the middle of the test? Like, I don't know. It's just, I think that's what like makes it more enjoyable is suffering in a group of friends. I think it's just great. I feel like I sound like a psychopath, but you know, trust me, it does work. You know, I'm not making this stuff up. The other trip that you can do as a high adventure is sea base, which again, this one's kind of scuffed because it's well, you're not doing any camping. You live on a boat, and again, that one's more like clamping again, which I you know would be really cool to do. But you know, for the scouting aspect of it, I don't really care as much for it. The other one, which is the one that I did, is called Boundary Water. And this one, you basically go canoeing, and you canoe across. You don't canoe the entire way because there's like spots where that one. Okay, well, so there's like spots where you go and okay, well, no. Okay, well, I did set my spawn points. That is good. Oh, oh my goodness, there's no. Dude, I'm okay. I'm actually stuck. Sucks. Oh my goodness, bruh. This is gonna take forever. Doing. Okay, so anyways, I'm just gonna have to wait till the dragon comes to kill me. Back to the story. We went to Boundary Water, and so it's not complete canoeing because you have to like cross these like little trails that go in between the different like lakes. Um, so the lakes again are like So you like go through the lakes. I guess you canoe through them, and then you would like get your canoe, and you'd have to like put it on your head, and you'd have to like cross this like trail in between the different lakes and whatnot. So, but the thing is, you'd also have to carry like all your food, all your like all the tents for the week. Like it was a lot that you have to carry, and so we had to like really pack it down. We also had like a guide on this trip who kind of like showed us where to go and whatnot. That trip, I think, like we start off, like the first day is pretty chill. Like obviously, it's like just a really beautiful like scenery around there. It's basically right next to Canada. Oh, Canada. Sorry, making fun of Canada, whatever. Maple syrup stuff. I could smell the maple syrup as I crossed. We kind of crossed the border, I guess. I don't know. That line's not very, you know, I guess recognizable. Like you don't realize like, oh, you're in Canada or not. Like it's just a bunch of forest up there. So, anyways, on trip the first day, we waited for like one of our groups was like, okay, now, really, now you're gonna kill me. Okay. Okay, finally, I can grab some stuff. Any more blocks? I don't. This should be fine. Cool. Okay, well, my stuff might have despawned. How long does this stuff take? No, I'm using the netherrack. Screw it. Oh my goodness, look at this infight. The amount of blocks I've placed so far. Dude, I didn't like time myself to see how long I've been recording for. To be honest, I have not been very focused. This invite is kind of distracting me like a lot. And also trying to like block clutch and whatnot. Not easy to do. I think that there's this cage one, and then I don't think I got that one, but I'll come back to that. So anyways, I think the first day, obviously the first couple days it wasn't too hard. It was like pretty easy stuff that we just kind of enjoyed our trip, for the most part. I think the first really cool thing we did was we went and were able to stop by this like waterfall, which was kind of cool. You're able to see like we basically, the thing is there's no like restriction or anything up here. It's like, it's not like a park where you have to like can't go into the actual, thing. So more blocks. So we could like we actually just went into the waterfall and were able to sit like underneath the waterfall and just get like pounded with like thousands of gallons of water, which is kind of funny to be honest. And we get some like really cool pictures as well, so that was cool. Fast forward a couple more days. Um, we were like planning, we're like, oh, we really want to go to this island because like everyone like tries to like there was a camping site on the island, so you had to camp in like certain spots and whatever because there's this thing called the Grumper. Um, I don't want to really want to talk about it, but it's just, all you need to know is it's a hole in the ground, and that's where you do your business. So that is what we had to do, and to be honest, that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part were the mosquitoes, man. Like they were freaking crazy every time. Like when it got like nighttime, You just couldn't go outside. Like, you would get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. They were really, really bad. And you could, like, hear them. Like, they were actually really annoying. Like, they would make, like, a freaking, like, siren noise, like, throughout the entire night. It was bad. And that's all you could hear all night long. Just... It's, you know... Oh, it perched. Oh, never mind. Dude! Oh, man. It's fine. Everything is fine. Chilling. Need my stuff back. Trying to beat the dragon in this episode because, like, it's really annoying to try and focus on it while trying to tell a story as well. I don't know. Ooh, pearl. Dragon perk. It's fine. Even though I don't have my armor on, you know. Okay. Um, Oh, also on that trip before going to Boundary Water, we ended up going to, like, the island. Like I said, we were planning on going to it. And eventually we were able to go to the island and, you know, like, actually stay there for an entire day, which is super amazing because this is a really cool island that was just, you know, in the middle of freaking nowhere. Um, I know at one point we were able to make, like, we made, like, pizzas in the middle of the woods. We built, like, this oven. It was actually so cool. It's basically what we did was we took a bunch of, we found this, like, really big rock, and we were able to, like, place a bunch of other rocks around this, like, uh, I guess it was like a really small, you know, like, cooking spot, or what do you call that? A fucking campfire, yes. They had like a little, they had like designated spots for this kind of stuff, but um, they had, so the designated spots were really just like there to make sure people were like respectful of, you know, the land, I guess, and stuff. So yeah, but we were able to take all these rocks and put them like on top of the thing. And we were able to like make our own like makeshift oven and cook pizzas on it. It was so good. And think about it, when you're out in the woods for this long, a pizza just, it just tastes different. It hits different, you know. You get this pizza, and you know you're used to eating like freaking these really weird packs of like PB&J and whatnot. You know, so having that, it tasted amazing. All the food really tasted amazing, but I'm pretty sure that's because we just didn't eat enough food. Yo, I did it. Let's go. It only took like 11 days. There's the XP. Still falling. Yo. 58 levels. I better not die now. Actually, I might do something. Grab the egg. Why'd I go there? Uh, this. Um, yo. Okay, so now work on going to the end islands in the next episode. Anyways, that was all I really had to say about, camping. I know I kind of rambled a bit too much. So, let me know. I'm trying to improve these videos, so actually I might try and like next time actually make like a topic list because I just go all over the place and then I start talking about a topic and then I get distracted and then go back to the topic and it's just, it's whatever. Um it's just something I need to work on. So, just let me know and I'll see you next time. Bye.